So in my last video, I platinumed both Destroy All Humans games on PlayStation, but there's still one more game they haven't remastered. Well, technically two, but Big Willie Unleashed is only on the Wii. And since this game came out before trophies even existed, I'll have to play on the Xbox 360 for this one to get every achievement for Destroy All Humans Path of the Furon. Man, if they remastered this game, I think it would be my favorite. But this game takes place yet another 10 years later from the last game, in 1979 now, with Crypto 139 as well. 138 kinda drunk crashed his saucer into the casino sign out front, but we find out Crypto and Pox have been running a casino in Los Paradiso, and poor Pox here still doesn't have a body, but he tells us our casino business has been making some enemies, and he found a spy in the building.
You ain't getting crap out of me.
And after teaching him a quick little lesson here, he tells us this.
Vinny and Mikey Molinari from the Nero's Palazzo Casino!
So Pox says to go take them all out, and as soon as we step outside, the mobsters decide to come to us to make things easier. And once I kill 15 of them, I get my very first achievement. Sleeps with the fishes. First achievement.
Louis Brazzi sleeps with the fishes.
Now before I went and did anything else, I had read online that there was a series of achievements in this game that were missable. So to avoid that, I made sure to get them all right away every time. They're just for destroying something specific around each map, like this one is the propane tank. They're called DAHM achievements, or as I like to call them, propane. propane. So now that I didn't have to worry about that one, let's get to the story missions. We're back at Pox. He tells us this.
We need to strike at the heart of the Molinaris.
So we head over to their casino, which I mean just looks awesome. This game really needs a remaster. But once inside, we have to destroy everything, causing $1 million in damage.
$1 million.
And that finally makes the brothers come out so we can teach them a little lesson. Oh yeah, and the probe in this game is wireless. We got a Bluetooth probe now.
Forget about it!
But now the brothers are pretty mad. And I mean, rightfully so. But Pox tells us their next plan.
It seems they've sent hitters to whack you.
Which gets us into just a quick mission where we destroy mobsters until we find the Dawn. Then we knock them out and body snatch them for the next mission. But man, does this guy need some leg extensions or something. Why do his legs end at his knees? Built like an egg. But we go in to meet with all the families and convince them to cut off the brothers. We also go to their casino, which is where we unlock a sick new power that wasn't in the other games. Time stop. And I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. But once inside, our job here is to convince the hired performers to break up. Super fun stuff. But at the end of every mission, we unlock Furon DNA points that can be used for upgrades. And I got this for collecting 10,000 total. Now Pox tells us that new time stop move we unlocked came from a voice in Crypto's head called the Path of Enlightenment, which we don't know much about yet, but we find out that the more we use our abilities, the more they upgrade, which in the very end will get us an achievement. And I guess we haven't messed with the mob brothers enough yet because Pox tells us to go destroy all of their buildings, which if we're gonna go that far, I don't know why we just didn't do that in the first place. But the saucer ends up being way too low on fuel, and we need to go to the military base to fight through all of the military to steal their nuclear waste. There's even helicopters in this game that come at you, and that's where we unlock these cool lock-on missiles. But once we're all loaded up on waste barrels, we head off to the last mission here.
It's ready. The Molinaris are weak. Ain't no stopping us now. What the?
Of course something has to happen right when everything's finally perfect. But right after we wipe out all of the aliens, Pox says to just level the whole town so we don't leave a single trace that we were there. Even forces Crypto to blow up their Space Dust Casino. And that gets the next achievement for beating every mission in the area. Hey, next achievement. High roller.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. We'll rebuild. One day, we'll be back.
So now we're onto this familiar looking place, Sunnywood, and it throws us right into the first mission here, where Crypto and Pox are trying to figure out who sent the aliens. And then they see this on the news.
The Lunarian Church of Alientology and its reclusive leader, Dr. C. Kurt Calvin. Dr. Calvin, have aliens really visited Earth?
Absolutely. And soon they'll return in their chariots of light to lift the faithful up to the heavens and life everlasting.
So Crypto wants to use the newswoman to get to the cult leader, and Pox gives us this new weapon to help us with that. Whoa! Why are the weapons in this game so much cooler, man? It's a giant human-eating plant that spawns out of the ground. But once it eats enough people, the news crew shows up. Then right away, those Lunarians kidnap her and send us on a chase. Once we catch them, we have to fight through a bunch of waves of them to get my next achievement. THQ-1138. Destroyed 15 Lunarian thugs in Sunnywood. Nice. But now the news reporter is safe and Crypto decides to show her that he's an alien. She says she'll help us get to Calvin, ending the first mission. So now time to get the missable achievements here. And this place has 3 of them. For the first, we have to go over to the Sunnywood sign and get rid of the Sunny to leave this. Wood. Damn. The wood. And just down the street there's a donut, which just like the last game, I just have to toss someone through it. Pow. Damn. There it is, donut hold. Then on my way to the third one, I was zapping my way through a bunch of people and ended up getting this one for zapping 100 humans. Shock Trooper, 100 humans with the zap. But the third one is for picking up this big globe and using it as a bowling ball, and all the people are the pigs. Now, there's something I forgot to mention about this game. Probably my least favorite aspect, actually. Good old collectibles. Boring! There's 30 of the damn things around every map, hidden in the stupidest spots. Either on buildings or out in the middle of nowhere. But luckily, there's a few YouTube videos out there from about 14 years ago that show where they all are. But once I got all the ones from Los Paradiso, I get this. 13-year-old guide video, thank you very much. Damn collectibles, man, hate these things. Let's go, Paradiso Pursuer. And once again, after yet another 30 in Sunnywood, I got this one. Sunnywood Seeker, let's go, man. I also went around spamming the Bluetooth probe to get 100 humans with it for this achievement right after. There it is, finally, proctologist. So now back into the story missions here. We find this informant named Deep Naval, and he says he'll help us get to the cult leader if we help him with a few things first, like blowing up all of the film studios. But the one that gets me my next achievement is when he tells us to blow up the whole city to cause $1 billion in damage.
1 billion!
And after 5 minutes of non-stop exploding humans and buildings, I got this. Destroy all humans. What's that for? It's an awesome achievement. Destroyed 1,979 humans. And as it turns out, Mr. Deep Naval was just using us to get things done for him. And he was just lying the whole time. In fact, we even helped him advance in the cult.
Calvin's right-hand man.
So we all come up with the plan to host a huge Lunarian rally to draw them out. And after dropping papers all over town and putting it on the news, look who appears. And then after Crypto indulging in their stupidity and having us play a little memory game, he hops out to confront Calvin.
But first, drop the body snatch. I want to know who you really are.
I don't under...
Those aren't Furon.
Great Voodoo Crypto! It's a Nexus Sporidium Walker!
Now the only way to kill this thing is by shooting it in what Pox likes to call
External DNA collection receptacles!
aka this gigantic sack he has hanging behind him. But the laser ability he has is intense and I got caught up in it the first time, taking me out. And I had to restart the fight. But once I was able to get behind him, it was all easy nut zaps from there to finish the last mission in Sunnywood. It's so funny, I gotta zap him in the balls. Zapping this alien's balls to kill him. Holy crap, get out of my face! He's one hit, there we go.
Whoa, Nelly. Too much anonymous sex before a fight.
A-lister. That's every mission in Sunnywood. Now after taking that dart to the neck, Crypto wakes up in the new area and we get introduced to this guy.
Welcome to Shenlong.
But of course, Crypto being Crypto, we just end up getting into a fight with him. And after getting beasted by the master, he says he'll teach us about this from earlier.
The path of enlightenment.
He also tells us that he's hiding on Earth from the other aliens that tried to kill him. And he also says that his first disciple, Saxon, has turned to the dark side.
Something dark side.
And the master says he'll train us to defeat Saxon, starting with us unlocking the power to use PK throw while time is stopped, ending the first mission here in
Long.
But right when we step outside, I had another one of those bowling achievements to get right in front of me. Bam! Achievement, there it is. Monkish bowling. And after a painful half an hour of collectibles where I even had to use some cars as stepping stones to get on top of the buildings, I get this achievement. Let's go! Shenlong Scout. Now for the next mission, I have to track down Saxon's right-hand thug.
You overstuffed pot sticker.
His name's Rollo. He also has a bunch of little henchmen guarding him too. And after taking out a few, I get this. It's the Furon. Destroyed 15 triads in Shenlong. Now there's also another dam achievement here, but I'm not able to get it until a certain mission down the line where I unlock a new weapon for the UFO. But before that, we have to defend off the monastery from attack, which is where we finally get to see this mysterious Saxon fella.
Your mental powers are pathetic.
Come back here, Saxon! Sissy!
So now to lure him out again, we start messing with his business, which is where we get that new weapon I was talking about. And after using it to tear up the whole shipyard and throw containers around, I get this. Damn. Definitely not in Kansas. And continuing on with ruining his businesses, we also have to destroy his brothels, which for some reason are being protected by military helicopters. But at least it's also when I got this, for taking out 100 helicopters with the lock-on missiles I unlocked earlier. And with that, we're on to the last two missions in Shenlong. And after Crypto tries to lure Saxon out to fight, he realizes this.
The master knew I'd never let him fight Saxon, so he sent me on a fool's errand. He got me out of the way and hung himself out as bait.
And he was exactly right, and we end up getting back to the monastery just in time to see Saxon kick the master into oblivion. So now, as you can imagine, the last mission here is to take down Saxon. But it's not just him, he also has that huge dragon from before. And to destroy them, I have to time stop and throw these projectiles he shoots back at them, and then unload the disintegrator, which was the easier half here. For the second part, he breathes fire non-stop and follows you around with it, which is rather annoying to dodge and kind of made me fall off the ledge a few times. But luckily the game is nice and just pops you right back to the top. But after a few more time stops and some good hits, I finally defeat Saxon.
I know all about your conspirator friends on Furon. Furon? I don't have any. What the hell is going on here?
So as it turns out, he had nothing to do with the cloning of the Nexos, but it seems Pox has traced where they're coming from. Zen Master, it's every single mission there done in Shen. So now we're on to the second last area of the game, which also may seem pretty familiar, but here it's called Belleville. And besides having tea with a nice little hat on, our main goal here is to figure out more about that Frankenstein business. And for our very first mission here, we're tasked with blowing up the whole headquarters. And with that, the scientists go running out, which is our perfect chance to kidnap them all. But while doing that, I also used the temporal fist 75 times for this achievement. Fistmaster. Now the scientists end up telling us about someone named Crusteau and that he's having a party, so that's where we're off to next. But quickly before we go there, we need to grab all of the missables and collectibles here first, with the very first one being for destroying all of these barges floating around to get this. Oh, there it is. Damn. Barge Boomer. Now next isn't a dam achievement, but it was something I figured I would be super close to and would be super easy to get, which turns out was true. It's for destroying 500 vehicles. And now finally onto the very last dam achievement in the game, which will also get me a second achievement for getting every single one. But for this last one, I just had to take a human and toss them over this arc, and I get these. Arc de Oomph. Oh, 2 in a row, Dam Master. Oh, I got every single one of the dams. Let's go. Then of course, finally we get the 30 collectibles around here, which there is no way I would have gotten them all on even a single map without a guide video. But here's that achievement. Belleville Beneficiary. Let's go. There's only one more level with collectibles now. So now we can head over to that party for the next mission. And after disguising ourselves as a mime and sneaking our way in there, Crypto ends up coming to us, making life a lot easier. So Crypto starts questioning him about the Nexo cloning. And although he keeps denying it, at the end of the conversation, this happens.
That bastard stabbed me with a friggin' fish!
Crypto, you have company!
So now we have to fight our way through this party full of guards, which seemed like a perfect time for me to use this other weapon I forgot to mention before. It shoots out a bouncy ball that picks up humans with it and bounces around until they're dead. But after my 100th kill, it gets me this. There it is, Furo Ball Dribbler. And then not even 30 seconds later, I also got this achievement. Biochemist. Collect 1 million Furon DNA. Holy. Then I continued on until I destroyed 15 of those guards for yet another achievement here. The Francodyne Connection. But Cousteau ends up escaping, and luckily Pox was able to get this good information.
Cousteau is engineering a virus to disintegrate Furon DNA from the human genome. I don't have to tell you this would render humans
even more useless. Without a source of pure Furon DNA, our empire would crumble overnight, and I'd be out of a job.
So then after a few more missions of messing with him and his plans, we're finally able to find out where the cloning lab is. Although it does have this alien-proof shield around it, we end up body snatching a worker and getting our way in there, and we destroy the whole lab. Then head off to the last mission here, which is of course another boss fight. But before that, we have to destroy all these Nexo Walkers, which is also where I found out how to crash the game. If I use my plant and my new black hole gun at the same time, well then this ends up happening. So I booted my Xbox back up and restarted the mission and destroyed all of those Nexo Walkers, bringing us to the real boss fight, underneath the Eiffel Tower. So this guy has a couple different moves. He spits fire for the first, which fairly weird considering he's a squid, but the second move is the deadliest. He slams both tentacles on the ground, making it very hard to dodge. And then finally, after hitting him enough, you get to this part where you have to jump through electrical wires. So all in all, it's a fairly easy fight compared to others. But once the squid explodes, we finally come face to face with this guy again.
Why do you fight me? I was only trying to destroy all humans.
And in a strange turn of events, we find out there's such thing as synthetic Furon DNA, ruining the whole point of Crypto and Pox being on Earth. And we also find this out from Cousteau.
I tried to stop my Nexus from attacking your casino, but they were rogues responding to a signal that originated on one of your worlds.
Which brings Crypto to this conclusion.
can't possibly be thinking about.
Killing the Emperor? You bet I am.
But that's high treason! Suicide! I won't go along with it.
Oh, yes, you will. I'm gonna stick it to the old man, and you're gonna help me. Pack up your valise, Poxy. We're going home!
Big fromage. Big cheese.
Welcome to the fourth ring of Huron. Science, industry, and leisure among the stars with a Huron twist. It is a vacationer's paradise for fun in the simulated sun.
So now we get to see the coolest place in all of the games. They've got a human habitat, a casino with playable games, and all in all just the best looking place. Even better than the moon from game 2 if you ask me. Well, if it was remastered that is. Please remaster this game! Alright, now with that out of the way, we're sent right into the first mission and head after the Emperor. But after trying to destroy his shields, he ends up just FaceTiming us.
Why aren't you sucking my blaster, Methuselah?
Sucking your blaster? What's that? Some sort of innuendo?
I got something to put in your endo, you lying puss sack.
I don't have to take this abuse.
So he just ends up hanging up on us and putting up even more shields. And after that, we end up having to solve a whole bunch of different puzzles to be able to take down those shields. But once they're all done, we finish the first mission. Now, although there's no damn achievements left, there is a few others we can finally get now that we have every place unlocked. Like for this one, we have to go through every map, unlocking every landing zone by doing a task for Arcvoodle real quick. Like this very last one where I just have to bring him an ATM machine, which gets me this achievement. There it is, Sacred Son of Arcvoodle. And since I was back here already, I figured I'd get some other achievements that I just had to be close to getting, like putting out some of those Venus human traps and letting them eat 100 people for this one. Horticulturist. I also figured it would be a good idea to max out all of my abilities in case the last boss fight was crazy. So I went around using my different powers one by one until every bar was full, and that gets me this big 90 gamer score achievement. There we go, Crypto Sutra. So with that, I headed back to the fourth ring of Furon and started up the next mission, which brings us into that casino I was talking about. And the goal is to beat 2 of the high scores on games. But there's also an achievement where I have to go through and beat every single one of them. And these games are pretty awesome. Like the first one is definitely my favorite. It's like Plinko, but with humans. Huminko. Just one more reason why this game needs a remaster. But once the high score is beaten, I can move on to the next. And they all have something to do with throwing humans. Like we got darts, and we got bottle shooting, and this funny one called Kickman, which was actually kind of hard to get the right spot. But the final one that gets me the achievement is pinball, which is also with a human. I just got more points. I didn't even hit him once. Carney. That's awesome. So with that mission done, it's finally time to get Pox a new body. After almost 2 whole games. So we have to collect a bunch of Furons and turn them into Furon jelly. And with that, we bring it to a French alien, I guess.
I'm an artiste.
But he's able to use that jelly and make Pox a new body with his molds. And Pox ends up getting this for a body.
How does I look?
Whoops. Wrong mold. Sorry.
But hey, better than nothing. Now on to the very last 2 missions to end the story. And Pox gets the idea for us to go into the human habitat and turn them all against the Emperor. And after ranting to them about everything for a good 5 minutes, they do exactly that and set off to riot. Which gives us the perfect opportunity to fight our way into the palace and start the final mission. And right when we walk inside, he's just sitting there right on his throne.
Klepto, how nice of you to come here.
But of course it isn't going to be that easy. Now we have to face off against the Emperor. And he has 3 different types of attacks. Fire breath, cold breath, and stinky breath. But since I've already dealt with that fire-breathing dragon, these ones were super easy to dodge. But the way I get to attack him is when he sends out this super fast attack, and I have to time stop and catch it in time. But once I do and hit him with it, it takes away a whole third of his health. And well, that was after about 3 minutes of shooting him doing nothing until I figured that out. But I caught the last 2 I needed, bringing me to his final wave with a full health bar. And also some new attacks. Well, it's just all of them at once, but still new. But since I had everything maxed out, including my weapons, I just dodged them, used time stop, and spammed ion detonators to insta-kill him. I think that's gonna kill him right there. Yep. That was so easy. Brain surgeon. Let's go. All the story missions. And the 5 million Furon DNA. Holy crap, I got a lot. And that ends the game. He just disintegrated. And in a crazy turn of events, we end up finding out everything we knew was wrong.
Master.
Yes! Yes! At last I have won!
Huh?
Foolish slug! Do you not see? I was the conspirator. I set it all in motion. Calling in the Nexus, winning your favor, staging my death, exposing the synthetic DNA.
Huh?
Meningitis would never have allowed me this close to him, so I imprinted myself on this one-off cloning device and had you smuggle me in. Emperor, at last!
I say I'm tired of being in the dark. I want to be my own master again. And I say, right turn, Pox.
Yeah!
I'm gonna get back to doing what really counts. Kicking ass and taking brains. So when are we going back to Earth?
Not we, Crypto. You.
Emperor Meningitis is dead! Long live Emperor Orthopox! Holy crap! He's a monkey!
So now Crypto is off on his own adventure in a 4th game that we'll sadly probably never get. But we still need a couple more achievements for that 100%, like this one on the 4th ring for killing 15 red Nexos that I somehow missed. Finally got it. Holy, I felt like I killed so many. Or my favorite of all, which you might have noticed I didn't do yet, the collectibles, which was for sure the stupidest map of all to get them on. You can go above the map, under the map, outside the map. It's just brutal. But here's that last one. You're on Fact Finder. So just like the other games, we have a whole lot of side missions and also challenges on each map. I mean, not as many as the second game, that's for sure. That was just overkill. But there's still enough that even after just completing half of the side missions, I get my next achievement. There we go. Half of the side missions done already. Pox's Apprentice. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention to any of the side storylines at all. And I was kind of just flying through them, skipping cutscenes and trying to get that 100% done. Furon, and I can't say I remember any stories of significance, although there is probably some really funny ones I missed, but oh well, all worth it to get these final achievements. There we go, very last odd job completed, the Emperor's Agent. Now only one thing left to do, challenges. The only really hard type I thought was these damn race checkpoint ones. As you progress through them, you slowly build up more and more of this red bar until you finally hit 5 stars. And just like having 5 stars, you get the whole damn military trying to hunt you down, shooting tanks at you and whatnot. But the worst part was these damn helicopters that would just fly in out of nowhere and chop me with the blades, which I can't tell you how many times it happened on every single one. And as soon as you die, you have to restart from the very beginning. But I completed a few of those on every single map, and then I got to the final ones. But for the final one, I saved one of the easier ones, where you just have to fly around destroying everything, which after 3 games I was sure damn good at. And it also got me my only other achievement I needed. There it is, Furon in the sky. That's the other one I needed. That's crazy. The first building. Yeah, liquefied 100 buildings with the death ray. That's awesome. The first building. But once I destroy everything and get enough points to beat the challenge, I finally get my 100% achievement. There we go. Is that it? Did I get it? Oh yeah. There we go. Apocalypse right now. 100% on Path of the Furon. This is definitely my favorite game. This one needs to be remastered for sure. That was an awesome time. So that's every achievement on Destroy All Humans Path of the Furon, which I know I said it many times, but I hope they remaster it next. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And you could even check out my other video where I platinum the first 2 Destroy All Humans games right here. But thank you so much for watching and have a great day.